Hello everybody and welcome to Risk of Rain. A game long forgotten by a lot of people. So Risk of Rain is a game where you have to basically survive on this planet, go between different areas through teleporters, and get to the end and fly off the planet. Now, the reason people have forgotten this game is because it got very repetitive. You kind of unlocked everything and then that was it. There was no finale, you just got off the planet and then that was it. Island. Got off the planet and that was it really. Nothing else to do. So people got stopped because of the lack of content. And so, but here I am, playing it. Oh, by the way, you've probably come to my channel, going like, who's this guy? He's new. I am new. My name is Zephyr, whatever you want to call me. And I am playing this game because Overwolf supports it. That's about it, really. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form, but Overwolf supports it, so I'm recording it for you here. A little Overwolf icon. So we're going to play the Huntress. So the Huntress, it's kind of like a kiting hero. I did it again. I tried recording this earlier, and I called it a hero that time as well. A kiting character who can shoot while moving, but now, as you can see at the top right, there's like a timer. Well, the longer you take, the harder the game gets. On higher difficulties, it gets harder quicker. On lower difficulties, it gets harder slower. But eventually, it kind of just ramps up to be hell everywhere, which is why later in the game, you may see me have a lot of frame rate issues. And that's something that I'm going to come on to. I'm going to come on to some first impressions about when I first got this game. It's a bitter root, increasing our health. Now, when I first got this game, what I found a big issue were its key bindings. If I were to reset this to default, it would be disgusting. It would be terrible. I don't know what they were planning on doing, but I had to rebind practically every single key. It was arrow keys and then like J to... It was terrible. In fact, I'll reset it to default later. Show you probably the end of the video what it was default. And I just couldn't play it. I couldn't play it with such terrible controls. It didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. So I immediately rebound my keys, whoops, and tried again, because now I can control it much easier. I can actually move around, because I was using WASD and it didn't work, so I was really confused about what, and I went into the settings and I was like, wow, how horrible. So we just got a Frost Relic, which you'll see what it does after. Frost Relics are very overpowered, especially found early. They do that, and each of those damages enemies a lot. They deal a lot of damage. So, forgive me if this video is awfully amateur. I mean, I'm new to this. You probably already clicked off the video because I sound like a baby. Because I'm still young. I mean, I wanted to do this at a later date, but... So obviously you can see why this is overpowered. And obviously every enemy you kill does more damage. Where are all my damage numbers? I used to have damage numbers this game. Give me a second, guys. Damage numbers on. There you go. That's a bit better. Then you can now finally see how overpowered these are. So I'm sorry if this is amateur in any way, shape or form. I'm sorry if my voice quality sucks. I'm sorry if I'm too high-pitched for you guys. I'm completely new to this, and I wanted to do something now, because I've always wanted to do YouTube for a living. I mean, it's going to take a while to get there. I'll be honest, it's going to take a long while. And there's going to be a lot of hate along the way. Those who are still here, thank you. Already. Like, you've lasted. You've survived already. It's not over, though. Chance to snow on it. So this game has a lot of items. And even though I had a lot of items, again, the replayability was just not there. It just wasn't. you'd unlock everything and that was it. Co-op was buggy, still is buggy. I mean, it doesn't always work. You need to have, sometimes you need to, like, you can use Hamachi, but it's complicated. Sometimes it doesn't work. So a lot of people don't use this. So you have 4 skills, each of them doing things. And this is where this Frost Relic gets overpowered. Well, not now, because run out of time. So the Frost Globe randomly freezes enemies on screen. You can find random drones every now and again. And this is how kind of like bosses work. So what you do is you activate the teleporter. This is how you get off. You activate the teleporter. And you you fight a boss, but your main objective really is to just survive first. The objective isn't to kill everything, although you have to eventually. You just kind of survive. Heaven Cracker is quite a useless item on this character. Good on melee heroes, but oh no, it isn't. It's very overpowered on this character because it's got an infinite range. Doesn't look like it does, but it does. It hits everything behind said enemy at an infinite range. So that's basically just the game, and looking at it now I can see why people got bored of this. And later in the game it was just hectic and sometimes unplayable. I mean, we'll see that eventually, but it was just, there was so much on the screen at one time. It just kind of, you couldn't, even like really good computers, like on my original PC, which is what I had it on before I have this lovely £300 computer. That's literally all it costed. So, like I said, sorry for frame lag. The issue that I had was that my laptop couldn't keep up with it. It was just couldn't keep up, and my laptop wasn't some kind of high-end stuff, but it did the job, and you just couldn't keep up. And there was just so much on the screen at one time. I'd only get like 10 frames a second. You know, it sometimes dropped down to 3. No, not 3. It would drop down to like 5. It was just so bad. And I don't understand how people can play it. But now that I've got this, it's a lot better. As you can see on the right and maybe at the top left, I'm not sure. As I said, first time recording with this. First time recording at all. But as you said at the top, as you see at the top right, 60 frames. So it's fine. So that was basically the first level. That was the first level. And at the end of every level, money gets turned into XP. Which early game isn't really useful, but late game, it's really overpowered. You can level infinitely, to my knowledge. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if it's infinite, or if there's some kind of limit. Oh wow, I can't hit them. So you kind of just, yeah, that's the game. That is literally the entire game. You go around, you survive, you win. It isn't very interesting early game, but once you get some more items together, it gets a lot more hectic, but it also gets a lot more fun. Sometimes you can hang around the same area for a long time. As long as you don't activate the teleporter, enemies don't stop spawning. As soon as you activate that teleporter though, that's it, enemies will stop spawning, and you'll have to move on. Not as soon as the timer on the teleporter is up, then enemies start spawning. So if you want to stay in one area till like the end, till you're on the max difficulty, then you can. There's nothing wrong with that, you just may have trouble. I mean, this game is really well made. Don't get me wrong, this game is really well made, and I completely forgot who it's by. Very sorry, but completely forgot who it's by. But it's a really well made game. There's lots of hidden achievements and secrets, and the game is just, it flows really well. And although because it's so pixelated, it's not very demanding, only when there's like 20 gazillion things on the screen at once, which can sometimes be the case. Landing on enemies deals damage. there are items that you can get that increases the damage you deal from falling enemies. It's spiked boots, whatever they're called. But this is what I mean. Like, see all this white around? See all this blue around me, and all the healing and everything. You kind of just lose track of your character. Sometimes you can not be paying attention and just die randomly. Because you're not paying attention to your health, because you're paying attention to finding where you are. So when you hear that bell, that's when the difficulty increases. So far it's on medium. I have survived, I think the longest I've survived is an hour and a bit. And then I kind of got bored and ended the game. The final boss fight, I think, is actually well done as well. It is actually quite a big challenge. It's a 3-stage boss fight. And I'm gonna do like a series on this, hopefully. And if you guys don't like it, well, if you guys found this video, tell me if you want to see this. Here we go. That was like a frame drop. I don't know why that happened. God if I know. But it did happen. But things like that, like this game can cause random frame drops, random lag, and you can't really find the explanation. Very rarely has this game crashed. In fact, I don't think I've had this game crash at all, mind. It's not that bad. It just gets extremely laggy. So, as you can see, my healing drone died. Your drones have a separate health bar, your drones have a separate health in total. I just kind of had to push him off there, so he didn't get stuck there forever. But, if you... I'm trying to concentrate on 3 things at once, so I lose track. Whatever I was gonna say. Yeah. For you people who can read minds. Then finish my sentence, because I don't remember. But if you found this channel, thank you for already staying. I mean, I'm already honoured. But the reason I want to do YouTube is because I want to make people have a good day. I'm not in it for the money. I never was from the start. Oh yeah, I was talking about drones. I just remember what I said earlier, or I was going to say. So, oh wow, what a lucky hit. What I was going to say is that drones, when they die, it costs more money to heal them. I don't know how much more, but more. So the Brilliant Behemoth, that's a really big pickup. So there are rarities of weapons. There's white, then there's green, then there's another thing, and then there's red. Red weapons are rare. You will rarely get duplicates of them, and they're genuinely really overpowered. So let's actually go to the exit, because I can't stay here forever, and I'm sure it's getting boring for you guys. I may have to split this into 2 episodes. This first episode. Or I'll just cut out, like... Okay, I'm not getting up there. I'll just cut out, like, big portions of this. Not big portions, but... I'll cut out sections. Like, sometimes I just won't talk because I'm tryharding. I'll probably cut those out. Tryharding. It's not really a word you can use in this game. I mean, tryharding. If you're not paying attention, you're gonna die anyway. Let's get a... Is that another healing drone? And the great thing about this drone thing is that if you have it like that, you can't really just infinitely have heals. Like, drones like this, you can't just have like 20 drones and they infinitely heal you so you can't die. So I think that's really well... It's really done. Really well done. If at any point, guys, that my game is too loud, tell me. Well, at any point. If my game is too loud, tell me. Or I may have to boost my mic, something like that. If I'm too loud, tell me. Like, you guys are probably all deaf right now, and I don't even know. I can't hear myself because these headphones are really padded. Padded? They hurt my ears, I tell you. They're really clamped in. It's difficult to hear, and it hurts my ears. So, if you guys want to tell me that, that'd be nice. Oh, the The music stopped. I panicked for a second, and then I was like, oh, it's the boss. Thought my game froze. This is where things come in handy and where things don't come in handy. That can cause lag spikes. Having so many things hit at once by the brilliant behemoth, that can cause lag. Especially when there's like a lot of them. This is capped at 60 for reasons I do not know of. This is how the Frost Relic is so overpowered. You kind of just kill things and you walk up to something and it dies. So my thing died. But look at that. Reduces cooldowns for your skills. Oh. Oh yeah. And bosses can drop their own special items. That isn't that boss's special item, but that's a rare item nonetheless. How much did it reduce it by? 4.9? 2.1? It doesn't increase fire rate because my main ability doesn't have a cooldown to decrease. See, look at my drone. My drone's almost dead. Yeah, and now it is dead. That's basically what you have to go on to find out if your drone is almost dead. Just an exclamation mark if it's almost dead. And stages of destruction on it. Now, something you may learn, you know, I've only been talking about the game for the past, like, ages. I'm not very good at starting conversations. At all. You probably have already realised that. But I'm not. So let's talk about a bit about me. So why did I want to start YouTube? Well, I already told you that, but the reason I wanted to do it so early is because I just couldn't wait. I was going to do it when I was in college, university, whatever. But I felt like during those times I wouldn't have enough time because I'd be, you know, exams, all this, that, and the other. And I felt like, you know, in those times I'll just be too busy to do anything, and I was worried that I just wouldn't be able to do it. Now, if you see that hole in the ground, that's a little secret. If you jump down there, there's like a room type thing. I don't know how to call them. They're like a room, and if you can pick them up, there's normally a challenge to get to them, but you can pick them up, and they can either grant bonuses or disadvantages or something. So obviously this is where like the thing comes in, where you've got lots of XP, when you've got lots of money like that. Ooh, Frozen Tundra. I like the Frozen Tundra. Look at all these things following me, that's because of this. Oh god. Good thing that your fall damage isn't really based on your fall height. It's kind of just based on your level, I think. This can be a very hectic floor, because these things are really tanky. I don't like these things at all. And then there's those things that I also don't like. The robot spiders. So, that's why I wanted to do it now. And even though my voice is like, sounds too high for a lot of you, it doesn't sound like this. What you hear now, it probably doesn't sound like. I'll have to listen to myself over the recording after I've recorded this. It probably doesn't sound like this. But, and that's because, I don't know why, but my voice comes out higher through a mic. And it's really frustrating, because people are like, wow, you're such a kid, but I don't sound like this. I'm not sure how I sound like right now, but to myself, I sound much different. I don't want to die now. It'd be quite embarrassing. I've got quite a few hours in this game. He says, even though I haven't got that. Oh god, I may die. I'm probably gonna die. Yep, I'm gonna die. So close. So close yet so far. I'm just kind of running into... Okay, I'm dead. You die a slightly embarrassing death. Let's go back to... Just before I end this video off, end this episode off, I'm going to go into the options and into the controls. This is what it is now. Space for ability 1, ability 2 is 2, 3, 4. Use item G, enter E, swap item Q. Okay? This is what it was. So ZXVQ, up, down, left, right, jump, space. I would not be able to use... Imagine if you've got a weapon that's got a primary fire and a secondary fire, and your secondary fire was C or something, and your primary fire was X, the button next to it, instead of left click. Do you know how annoying that would be? That's basically what this is. So I did left, right, up, down, kept space, put that as space, put that as up. So climb up and jump are the same thing. Then 2, 3, 4. Use item G I kept, enter A, put to E, and swap item Q I kept the same. But this is how annoying. This is what I had to deal with. So I had to change it immediately to that. But thank you guys for watching this episode. If you liked it, make sure to click that like button. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe to my channel. And I hope to do more of this into the future. And if you don't like me, then ignore me. Don't just go into the comment going, "Gee, I hate you, your voice is annoying, this, that, the other." I don't care. I don't care. I know my voice is high. I know that I'm annoying. I know, and I know that I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. But I don't care. Don't write hate. Hate is not great, mate. But instead, you should rate 8 out of 8. I'm Zephyr. Thank you. Goodbye.